There are some characters here. Are you serious, Radiant Team? Are...
Well,
Oh,
well, no one else is gonna ever see these games, so everyone in the stream enjoy them. Everyone that buys a ticket, you'll get insight into the matchups. But I don't even know. This is definitely not PC. So we have our rating team banning out the OD first. That is the first team I announced earlier, representing a little bit of liquid, a little bit of OG-ness, and a little bit of snaking.
that's right. It's a little bit of everything in terms of, I guess, the composition of these players and their teams.
And then
So it's
we have
pretty
a
interesting.
big Twitter team on the other side. Everyone trying to start their stuff. Arteezy. I don't know if Fanos Leon is like an appreciation Twitter. Or is that Goody's actual Twitter?
It's Goody's actual Twitter
Oh,
because he's a fan of
learn something
Soyan.
new.
Whatever Soyan is, I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. But I want to mention something real quick. And our stats man can like verify. Actually, I don't know if this is really a statistic. This is more of a, I guess, a preemptive. What's the word I'm looking for, John?
I
I
have
can't think
no
of it.
idea.
I'm thinking that Bulba is going to be picking up, or he's going to force snaking into an Elder Titan. Maybe not now that they have the Bat Rider, but I feel like we're going to see that hero again.
How does Bulba? Oh, to get it picked for him.
Yes.
I thought you were he's gonna force snaking the drafter to play an Elder Titan. I thought that's what you were saying, and that would be really awkward if
Yeah, that would be.
snaking got bullied that hard. But we do see some of the picks coming out here. Of course, those bands Razor, Abaddon, and Lifesteal all added to that OD to start off, and that means that Batrider is in the pool and Visage is in the pool. So a couple different heroes. Darkseer makes it through again, and Nyx Assassin is also selected up in the top four. Wow, a Zeus ban. That's respect. Arteezy Zeus trying to blow up a Batrider. And we'll see if Arteezy tries to go for some little mismatch so he can show off how good he is again in that middle lane. But it's looking like he could be up against a Batrider potentially here. It could be a tough situation for
I'm
him.
thinking Timbersaw for him right now, honestly. It gives him plenty of mobility if he decides to get a Timber Chain early, but it also gives him plenty of survivability with the reactive armor. And Whirling Death can do well in last hitting as well. I'm probably wrong, though, so don't listen to me.
Noted. You see this third ban coming out in a moment here. So I don't know if there's any real strategy to these picks other than the heroes you want. I feel like every game we see the first four picks are super legit, and then everything else it can go any which direction. So we'll see if that pattern continues. Last game it was like super serious mode with teams that made complete sense. The game before it was like whatever we wanted to play and throw in a couple extra carries on top of that. So
Yeah.
I expect to see a Weaver get banned out in one of these three remaining bans. I think
John,
that's
do you have mute co-broadcasters on? Just out of
yes,
curiosity, did you check that?
yes.
Okay, because I don't know how else.
Everyone
I
on
don't know
stream
how
can
else the echo
verify.
would be happening. I'm sorry to throw you off your stride.
Yeah,
It's just,
you didn't throw me off my stride. You ruined
well, I guess I
it.
do that a lot. Sorry, guys. Sorry, everybody. Apologies. But, well, I'm going to go on my own stride right now and just talk about the heroes that they're banning out. And you made a good point, actually, about heroes that are, I mean, the first four heroes in any given NEL game will generally be pretty standard. And even the first six heroes in terms of like both teams. They'll be pretty standard stuff. You'll see a lot of heroes that are in the meta right now. And then after that, it kind of goes crazy. Spirit Breaker, I'd say, has been that's not a crazy hero. I think that's something that works well in this lineup. It's something that also has been picked a lot recently. So I think that's a smart pickup for them. But yeah, within the next few picks, we'll see some ridiculous heroes get picked up, and I'm sure we'll see some interesting stuff as well.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I mean, hopefully, we'll see a decent game here. We'll see a decent draft. I like the Nyx Assassin Bat Rider promotes a lot of early ganking. Spirit Breaker is kind of a counteract to that, where they can just, of course, Charge of Darkness and stun and just chase down anything that they want to chase down. With Surge on top of that, it's going to make it so that their team is pretty speedy already. Visage, of course, with Soul Assumption, which is probably the most overpowered spell in the game right now. He's one of the most overpowered heroes, if not the most overpowered hero in the entire game. And that's a fact. I don't care what anyone else says. I'm a caster. I definitely know a lot about this game. So.
There you go. And I mean, one thing I look out for when I see a Spirit Breaker or those global heroes, something like Nature's Prophet, I don't like to get through because it just makes Spirit Breaker pack an even bigger punch because the payoff is huge. There's not as much room for Nature's Prophet in their lineup in particular, but some other really mobile heroes, perhaps a Storm or something like to that effect, where you can get around and just build off of Spirit Breaker's charges very effectively. Even a Weaver's capable of that, but he got banned out here.
Mhm.
That's kind of what I like to combo up with him. You mentioned Darkseer and his great mobility, but they can definitely add on to that as well. Let's see Batrider and Nyx Assassin so far, but
I
they're
think you
looking
make
to
a
add.
good point. You make a really good point talking about. Wow, I just forgot what I was saying. All right,
It was
continue.
such a
Sorry.
good point that
Yeah,
you
it
have
really was
no idea what
actually.
I said.
No, I do. I just like my brain is like
I hope
fucked
that
right
was the
now.
best point I ever made, and it would just be never remembered. Bane gets picked up here, and Bane Nyx Assassin is already a really good two support combo. It gives you so much control early on in the game, having that Fiend's Grip if it gets up before 11 minutes. Same thing with Vendetta on Nyx Assassin. Whichever one you want to prioritize is solid. Nyx is good against Spirit Breaker in some instances because of that Carapace. Bane, similar. Nightmare provides pretty good defense against Spirit Breaker to stop him in his tracks.
Right.
Uh, I want to see if this is going to be, one of those solo middles. Maybe an SF, maybe a Storm. A really dynamic solo
That's
middle
what I
is.
now remember. You were talking about the maneuverability with the Storm Spirit, and I was going to say that, they haven't picked Storm a whole lot in terms of just the NEL. I haven't actually seen it yet, and I thought it'd be really enjoyable to see that, but that's actually not happening. We see the Magnus instead, which I've seen a couple of times, and it's actually been really good anytime I've seen it played. Demons played it a lot in the NEL. And I think with that lockdown that they've got on their team right now, with the team fight that they've got, this is a really good team. It's a very strong team as well. And this is one of the, I guess, more regular drafts you're going to see from the NA Dota Elite League, which is either a good thing or a bad thing. Because when you see crazy drafts, it's usually like a lot of fun, and people are just like, "Well, there's deaths everywhere, and this game's ridiculous." But this game is kind of like shaping up to be an actually, you know, decent game with some decent heroes as well, as well as players. So
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know. I don't know about this Magnus pick. It's you're picking it into a potential Batrider middle lane. He gets beasted in that lane. Speedburger acts as like a little bit of a support that alleviates some of the pressure on a Magnus because you can't go as ham as you'd want to. If Batrider dives Magnus, for instance, on that level 4 or level 3 dive we see typically, he can be at risk of getting charged and just cleaned up. So it's a real threat, but still, Magnus isn't going to get very much out of the lane, and he's obviously not going to offlane because the Darkseer's already in the mix. So I don't know. This is a little bit of a greedy pick for me, and now we do know that Batrider is going to go offlane because a Puck is picked up here. Puck, another hero that can just absolutely beast a Magnus mid lane. Not very hard to dodge shockwave damage with phase shift. Just an overall advantage. Shout out to TC's Puck circa 2012 that got autocast taken off of phase shift in Dota forever because he broke the game.
yeah, what a
OG
guy,
Fire TC back
what a
in the good old
guy,
days.
what a player.
Was that
But
2012?
I think
13,
it
12?
was
Yeah, because it
early
was before
2012.
TI2.
It was
Just
early
complex. Yeah,
2012.
it was in the Dota 2 Brawl competition. See if anyone in chat can remember that. He actually that was like the best glitch in the game. Puck would autocast their phase shift, and you could like switch on autocast while you're disabled. So he was in a chronosphere, and Void walked over to attack him, and he just phase shift while chronosphere,
That's
and it just
ridiculous.
wasted the whole duration. It was absolutely amazing.
Speaking of the Faceless Void,
There we go. We're just bringing it
wow,
back. Of course,
I
Magnus
heard
wasn't
you.
in the game then. Visage wasn't in the game, so not quite, but
Yeah,
still, Faceless Void now more adequately deals with a puck. And we got a lot of. There's so many purple heroes in Dota.
yeah, there are. I
Wow.
think they need to choose a different color palette, and it's like blue and purple, I think,
This
are the
just
primary
yeah, it's
colors.
just blue and purple. Everybody.
Yeah, it's a lot of, I
And
believe,
they're not
cool
even going to
colors.
add new heroes ever. I heard that leaked from
Never.
Valve recently.
Dead game.
Just no,
Volvo, please.
no more heroes. Games released. See you later. Dota 3
We're
in the
done.
works.
We're done.
Dota 3 releases with Half-Life 3.
That's you
sometime
see,
in the
that's funny you
distant
say
future.
that. It's funny you say that because after TI3, I was talking to LD, and he was just like, after the last game, of course, the game five between Navi and Alliance, he's just like, all right, well, they need to release Dota 3 right now because we're never ever going to see anything that good again. Dota 2's done. I was inclined to believe him. So I mean, like, it's ridiculous. I mean, Valvo, come on, Valvo, get some like 6.79 going. Get some heroes released. We can use an update. Just saying,
Yeah, we need
real talk.
whoever is Cyborg Matt. Cough, cough. I don't know. Ainge, maybe. You need to. And did I say Cyber Matt? I meant Ice Frog. Totally misdirection. Whoever's Ice Frog
Now
needs to
everyone's
get on
gonna
top of
think
this.
confirmed by NY John Cyborg Mighty.
Cough, cough. We need the new patch out to make things even more interesting. Let's get Visage out of the picture. It takes a lot of talent, but Soul Assumption
Stick my
doesn't.
back.
So let's just nerf Soul Assumption. Make it a
Agreed.
dot like every other bad ability in this game.
Agreed.
And let's just
Problem
make it more
solved.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue right now that we do see a lot of the crazy stuff that's been
Oh,
happening in Dota has happened
whoa,
now, but
guys, give me some time. That
everyone's
overlay.
jumping on you, man. See,
Whoa,
this is why it's good to have no delay, so that when you see
whoa.
chat, it was just like, "What the hell is he doing?" And then you're like, "Wait, I got it. Just it's fine.
This is
Relax."
my first NEL broadcast from my end, so I have like 18 screens open, and I don't even know why. So I have to it takes me like actual minutes to sort through stuff. So you actually have to give me some time.
I thought you were gonna say this is your first cast. I
I'm
was
just
like,
gonna leave.
oh.
I'm just gonna leave the caster overlay with the mini screen while we cast it. Then everyone will be really pissed.
Well, you could do the between games, just have our webcams on and have like a tiny screen. People are like, what the fuck is
I'm
this?
gonna make it even smaller. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, I can't even see Mason dying 7 times. Why
It's
would I
a game
watch?
for ants.
Oh
Anyway,
man, we're in game now. Let's introduce these teams because these teams look really, really exciting. I'll take the Dire team once again. Arteezy is going to play the Faceless Void for the Dire side. We also have Duck Hunt playing that support Spirit Breaker. Visage being played by Goody. In our mid lane, we have IX Mike playing the Magnus. He had a hell of a game last time around on a Bounty Hunter, so let's give him credit where credit's due. Universe is playing the Darkseer. It's a hero he knows all too well. So it's looking like, they have some pretty good setups. It's going to be a free farming Void on the top lane. Can't really go wrong with that. Huge teamfight potential from the Dire team.
yeah, it definitely has a lot of potential here, and it really comes down to can they get the levels quickly enough and can they fight early enough? And I think they definitely can. I'm not sure what this Bane's doing here right now. He's gotten feeble. It's not like he has Nightmare or anything. I think he just wants to stop Mike from farming. With that being said, the Radiant side, we've got, is that actually, yep, Bulba is going to be on the Bane right now. And we'll see also in the mid lane TC, also from Liquid on the puck. So it's an all Liquid affair right now as of mid. We'll see down in the bottom lane, Grant is going to be on the Nyx Assassin. We're going to go ahead and see, of course, Snaking on the Morphling, a good hero, a hero that I don't see a whole lot of, and Monkeys Forever on the Bat Rider, who was jungly, but looks like he's done now. And, of course, Fan of Sworn coming into mid lane. There's the Grave Chill.
Yeah, Grave Chill early on Bat Rider. Level 1 Grave Chill. We'll say questionable. I really like Soul Assumption on level 1. It's just its range alone and the damage potential is really solid. Grave Chill's not going to actually net you that many kills, especially in that situation. TC's going to go on top of Mike. I'm wondering if Mike's ever going to get, a relatively close lane matchup to try and win, because he's getting pretty rough hero matchups in the last 2 games, and now Mike's taking a whole lot of damage. TC, I don't know if that was
Mike
like a
really,
mercy call. He could have jaunted that orb, but there was a support nearby, so it could have been risky.
yeah, Mike really needs to get a bottle right now. It's really difficult to not. I mean, you need to be able to spam that shockwave in order to get last hits, in order to do damage as a Magnus, and Mike's gonna die here.
Yeah, there he goes. So much for that mercy call. There's the auto attack.
Oh,
Can't get disjointed.
yeah.
And first blood for TC onto Mike. Wow, some aggression, team on team action there in the middle lane. Not
Not too
pulling
much
any
action.
punches. On top lane, we do see Bulba getting hit by a little bit of damage from Goody. Meanwhile, Gucci is Arteezy getting some last hits. Let's bring up our last hits. He's got 15. He's a little bit behind TC, but he's just hitting the wave, so he's actually going to be in head in the long run. Snaking on the bottom is farming up this Morphling pretty well. And, trying to think of Morphling versus this team, there's so much control. Just even thinking about the Spirit Breaker support and what he offers, RP and Chronosphere, it's going to be really rough to deal with for even a tanky Morphling because, Lincoln's isn't going to do anything for you this game. You might as well not pick it up. So your next tanky item choice is what, a BKB? And that's going to be worthless because Chronosphere as well as RP go right through it. So, in terms of just surviving, he's going to have a really tough time.
Yeah, I think he might need to get some sort of defensive item just because there are still abilities on the board that can take him down rather quickly. I mean, you do have Soul Assumption, you've got Charge, you've got, of course, anything from Darkseer, really. So I think maybe BKB is the right choice, potentially, in this game. I don't know if Lincoln's is the right choice here. With that being said, I think that he should at least get some sort of defensive item. Whether he goes that first or not, we'll see. Generally, they're probably going to want to fight early on, so I think he will try to get that BKB done quickly if that is in fact what he goes for. But with that being said, we're looking at the last hits right now. Arteezy is somehow actually losing last hits to Snake King, which doesn't happen a whole lot. Arteezy is generally the person that's most farmed if he's getting a free farm lane, which is exactly what he has here. He's got 3 people helping him out in terms of just jungling and getting last hits. Grand is the only person down here helping, of course, the side of snaking. So it's I think a little bit better for the Radiant. They're getting more experience. They're getting more bang for their buck, as you can see. Batrider has a nice stack down here in the jungle, so that'll be some nice experience. Invis Rune's going to go for IX Mike. And everything's, I guess, hunky-dory at this point in time. And that's an awful term. Why did I even say that? That's terrible. Jesus.
I don't know. And I'm going to disagree with you. I think Morphling needs to go all-out damage. They need dirty fights. They need Vendetta. They need Dream Coils. They need to be early. So I would, throw caution to the wind, as people often do in IXCL games.
And we're gonna bring this down to chat. We're going to bring this to chat. Chat, what do you think? Give us your ideas on Morphling builds here. Am I right? Is John right? Are neither of us right?
It's an F-Blade first game. It's that kind of game, guys. Let's be honest.
I honestly wouldn't have a problem with that because that's both defensive and offensive, sort of.
And no. You just said Soul Assumption's a legit threat. If you
F-Blade just trying to,
and you eat a full Soul Assumption, well, GG. That's pretty much over.
You know what? Guys, this isn't fair. I'm being, ghosted or something. He's too smart. I don't know.
Yeah, they're talking about Dagon Rushes. And they also say hunky equal Dory, so...
Excellent. That's a thing. I'm making that a thing.
I'm pretty sure something equals something has been a thing and will be a thing forever.
No, hunky Dory.
IX Mike still taking harass. TC is just being brutal right now. Mike sitting on 14 CS, TC 36. We do have a rotation from Goody again. I have to say, I like Goody as a player, but he has been worthless right now, and it might show as Mike's going to get dove a little bit here, but TC is actually going to jaunt behind the tower. There's just not much a Visage does defensively. The threat of one Assumption, I guess, is in play. TC gets caught by Universe, and there's a charge on him. The charge isn't going to get cut off by anything. Here it comes for the glory. TC is going to have another phase up. Oh, that regen rune. Nope. Darkseer gets the kill in the long run.
Wait, where was Duck Hunt? What happened? Did he get bashed? He was very late to that, and he was the one charging. I don't know what happened, but
I don't know, but that was a long chase, and there was just no response. I guess he kind of dug his own grave because his escape route was like Fear's gank route the other day, just going all around the map. But he probably shouldn't have jaunted in the first place and just taken whatever damage they were going to throw out there.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I think he should have maybe backed when he realized that he was going up against 2, and they had rotations. He knew Universe was down there.
Oh, man, Monkeys Forever. People in chat do not like this guy, and he's about to pay for it. Oh,
that was like
no
5
chance
in a row.
You've got no chance in hell. Down he goes.
That was literally 5 or 6 bashes in a row. It was ridiculous. It was like, all right, we're going to see a Spirit Breaker bash. Greater bash come out. Arteezy, time lock. Another bash, time lock. And it was just like, it just kept going like that. And I'm like, well, this guy's maybe the most unlucky person in the world.
Or that's exactly how they planned it. And it just executed to perfection. And they're geniuses.
Yes, I guess you're absolutely right there.
It's a possibility as well.
It's all about RNG, and they planned it to perfect.
2 levels in Bash and 4 levels in Bash. So,
that's the right
you
number.
control your own luck by putting the extra levels in it to some degree. To some degree.
I guess so.
He's just a master manipulator. Arteezy just runs the numbers, and he knows how to make the most of it. As I miss a dive in middle lane, I half saw it and just phased away for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I
That's
apologize to the world. Top lane, we have a pull. It's going to lasso an Arteezy, but once again, Monkeys Forever is in trouble. There's a dive on him, charge coming in. He's going to turn around, throw down a nice sticky napalm. It's going to put some extra damage onto Goody, but nothing amounting from that. There's a double damage to Rune down here bottom. TC is going to pick it up in his bottle, and they're going to actually do a lane swap. They're going to bring Mike down to the bottom lane so he can maybe get a little bit of something. So this is an opportunity for him to at least get some cash flow, which is much, much needed. There's an RP onto Snaking. Snaking's already morphing strength, though, and there's 0% chance for a kill. Probably
well,
negative 0% chance for a kill, honestly. Do you know those are the same actual number? But Mike's net worth is 2,000, so he's on par with that Batrider. Batrider's had a rough game, and that's not looking too good for either of them yet.
We'll see how they can come through in the mid to late game. I mean, they both have really great team fighting ults, and it's still kind of early. Mike using that is not the worst thing in the world. He's got that down for about 90 seconds, but it's not huge. We've got, of course, the Morphling, who's sitting on a Band of Elven skin, which could potentially be a Yasha here, and I'd be not super surprised to see that. Grant's going to find Goody here in the jungle. There's going to be an Impale, but there's no follow-up whatsoever. So that's just going to be some damage going out from Grant. Grant just showing that he is the dominant support hero in this game, at least as of right now. TC is going to go ahead and push mid, and while all that's happening, IX Mike's still bottom. Snaking has a replicate just in case. He's going to go what looks to be home. He'll replicate back into the lane, and so I guess the Radiant are making a little bit more out of this with the map control that they've got, and they're going to get a tower, and that's going to give them some more farm. One thing to note, however, is that Arteezy, he's sitting on a hand of Midas, so if he decides to go for a Battle Fury, and if they can take this late enough, they'll be pretty farmed on that Faceless Void, which is huge.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is going to be an issue sooner or later, but I mean, I said this going to the game, they got to go for damage, and Morphling is going for Blade of Alacrity, so it looks like it's going to be probably an early Manta build, which could be nice to, you know, alleviate some of the pressure. It's a lot of single target between the Faceless Void as well as the Spirit Bear. Spirit Breaker.
Sorry, what?
I wanted to call him like a bear. I don't actually know. I guess he's a cow. Yeah, that was
cow.
bad.
That's okay.
Everything that looks beastie, we just call bears in my world. So, like, that Beast from X-Men, yeah, he's a bear.
He's a bear. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell he is.
I'll even call Sabretooth a bear.
Sabretooth is not a bear. He's like a bear cat.
I think he's supposed to be like a Sabretooth tiger, but I
yes,
call him a bear.
His name is Sabretooth.
He's a bear. We'll
okay.
go with it.
You're just going to ignore the rules then of X-Men, I guess. That's
I told
fine.
you, it's
John,
in
you're
my
above the
world.
law.
And the
law.
first rule of X-Men, it's that there's no rules. They break everything.
I don't know if that's the rule.
They make like 14 Wolverine movies, and they're all hit or miss, I suppose. That's a bad rule.
That's true. That's a good point. But looking at the actual game right now...
Oh, top lane. Arteezy's going to get jumped on. He's going to die here. And Goody, who's done not much all game, is going to die as well. That roaming support Visage just not paying off for them as he dies in the top lane as well. Monkeys Forever cashing in there. TC, they use both ultimates, so they're not looking that great right now if they want to try and bring something in to fight, but nobody's on the move. We do see Universe coming over. Grant is here. Has a Carapace available. It pops in now. Here's a jump in from TC. They're going on top of Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt is dead. And another free kill for the Radiant. They're just cleaning house right now.
Yeah, this is not a surprise. I think just because of the start that TC got, he's already level 11, and because he has those levels, because he's got the Blink Dagger already, he's able to initiate, grab a ton of kills. His damage is pretty high with Dream Coil and Waning Rift and Illusory being maxed. Or not Dream Coil, excuse me, it's only level 2. Force, or Time Walk forward, Chronosphere mid.
Big Chronosphere, and he could just stand still and have that Ion Shell damage kill him. That was a really easy kill for them. He does use a big ultimate. Now there's a counter response. Grant missing the Impale. Snaking's actually in the middle of a fight for the first time. Gets hit by an RP that does not much. Slows him down for a moment. There's a really nice Shockwave coming out to clean out the Nyx Assassin. And Nyx Assassin has to be a little bit frustrated with himself. Grant not hitting that Impale definitely screwed them over a little bit in that engage.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that is avoidable and it sucks, but now they're going to continue to go. Nice Dream Coil from TC again. That might save some lives. The another strike misses, I think, with the phase shift, and of course, there's a lot of damage coming out. Snake King looking for a kill. Fan of Soyan gonna get brain sapped, and just like that, the Dire had a really, really nice fight up until that point, and then all of a sudden, the Radiant were just like, "Hey, so we're gonna counter initiate on you with Dream Coil, and you're gonna die essentially." So really what the Dire needed to do was they needed to not chase that, but they did anyways, despite the fact that they knew they were going right into a farm TC. So
Yeah, and let's think about this for a second. Every RP we've seen has been defensive. Well, one of them probably intended to be offensive, but for the wrong reasons. The other one's defensive. The one Chronosphere we saw caught a Bane, and that was it. So they have these big teamfight ultimates, but they can't find the situations to use them properly. Meanwhile, there's a charge on middle lane. TC's going to get hit up here. Really big damage onto him. He's trying to get out, but the vacuum pulls him back in. He'll die. Monkeys Forever blinks in, showing off his newly acquired Blink Dagger. Pulls IX Mike, but not enough damage to kill him off. The point I was getting to, that Pommy have really scrappy team, right? Dream Coil you can use on one hero, who cares? Vendetta, Lasso, and even Fiend's Grip. They want to find off single targets. Fiend's Grip isn't in play, though, because Bane is still level 5 somehow. And so they're playing to their game right now. That is the Dire side. They're just being scrappy. They're trying to get pickoffs. If they were to force 5-man Dotes, perhaps they'd be a little bit better off. Maybe not a whole lot better off because there's not that much damage inside of the big ultimates, but definitely a little better off.
Yeah, and there's Bane, another Chronosphere.
There's another one. So this is kind of what I'm talking about.
I think Arteezy just hates Bulba right now. So.
Yeah, you're not going to out-scrappy the scrappy team. And now this makes snaking 100,000 times more safe. Mid lane, we have, a couple other heroes 1,000 times more safe. And snaking he's going all out damage. I would say oh, here's another interesting RP. There is follow-up this time.
Yeah,
is there a replicate in play?
They should get
He has a waveform. He's choosing not to use it. If you don't use it, you lose it. And now he doesn't have mana for it. Yeah, he morphed a little bit too much. He had an opportunity to. And snaking's going to die after I called him safe. So Snaking doing something wrong, obviously. Top lane, we have Grant coming in. Fiend's Grip is going to catch off Goody. And Goody, once again, what are you doing?
Jeez, big flame, shots fired.
I mean, I just don't know what the roaming lone visage, it's just not a hero that you can just say whatever and just chill. Like, get levels, get that level 6 up.
He's been trying, man. He's been trying to do something here.
I don't know. He spent like 8 minutes just like patrol, like the patrol command in Warcraft 3.
Yes.
Going back and forth there, and then occasionally an auto attack onto Puck.
Do they have that?
I don't know if there's a control command. Is there a patrol command in?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that there should be, though, so that when I'm getting ganked and killed consistently...
Oh, you know why there isn't? Because then you could just, like, cheat the AFK thing. You just, like, you patrol in and out of your well, then. So you get healed up a little bit.
All right, well, I'll take your word for it. But, yeah, I mean, at this point, you talked about team fighting. They used a bunch of big ults. Snaking went down. Grant's going to go ahead and initiate on IX Mike. This is some trouble. Waveform coming through as well. He is dead. Fan of Soyan coming through. You are not... I don't know what you're doing here, buddy. Snaking wants to chase this Iron Shell. He can surge from Universe in about a second. That's not going to happen. Fan of Soyan is going to hide in this alcove. Well, that's... I don't know what you're doing there, buddy.
See? It's not just me. Nobody knows what Goody is doing right now. That is a huge wall. Now big trouble for Arteezy, who's stuck in the middle of fire despite getting really good input from Universe. We do hear a Carapace coming off. A blink from Monkeys Forever, not going to catch him onto any targets. Duck Hunt charges into 4. This is an interesting strategy, but it's not going to pan out for him. Monkeys Forever still dying in the base. Actually gets Arteezy on the long chase. And the great escape. He blinks away, too.
He should be alive. He doesn't have a TP.
And but Mike from the back end cleans up Grant, and a creep spots him. This creep. Oh, man. He gets another blink, and he's just going to try and get in the well. You got to get to the well. No, what? No. You don't have any other options, man.
He would kill himself if he went in that well. Why would you do that?
Because at least die the Admiral death. Don't die to this. No, the well is super legit. It's been vouched for by everybody.
Okay. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds right. But I want to point something out before we get any more clowny-ass plays happening right now. All right? I played a game with one Beataz Dota, okay? One Beataz, and I was playing a Morphling. And guess what I started out with my item build? It was a casual Yasha into a Ghost Scepter, which I thought would eventually
Wow,
be
Snaking's
cleared.
wow swag.
Yeah. Anyways, continuing on with that story. Yeet has flamed me for my item build, but you can see Snake King doing absolutely perfect with it right now, guys. So therefore, it must be a good item build. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm right.
now back to things people care about. Just kidding. Duck Hunt.
Well, I'm done. That's it. All right. It's solo cast from now on. That's it, guys.
I had to do it. Oh man, this vacuum and Grant and TC. I'm sorry, it was a good story, and I think Boba just flames people for anything that doesn't work out in that instance. So I think, and he's the pro player, so he's right no matter what. Now Mike's going to go ahead and grip onto... Nope, excuse me. Bulba's going to grip onto Mike. And that's it. You missed a kill. And my, impromptu sort of apology.
Oh, well, I don't really care about
It's
that.
very inconsiderate for you to leave during it.
That's why I left.
We do have a charge coming from Spirit Breaker, but he breaks it off. It's a little bit disappointing. I would like to see him commit on that.
Well,
Snaking in the bottom lane. He's close to having that shotgun finished. He's going to run into Duck Hunt here. Duck Hunt posing no threat. He does have Gauntlets of Strength, which is a nice pickup.
that's the threat right there.
19 minutes into the game.
The Gauntlets of Strength.
I can understand why he has that set of gauntlets. And a little bit of lag. I don't know if you got that in the server or if it was my end.
It might have been your end.
Well, hopefully we're okay. There's no frames dropped, so... Oh, wow. There's a whole lot of new numbers on XSplit. Wow.
Yep.
GG. XSplit. Changing everything. IX Mike is going to die.
Well, I mean, that's just, I guess, how the game's been going for Mike, unfortunately. You hate to see it happen, especially with somebody as prominent as the NEL owner, I suppose, IX Mike, but it can happen to anybody. So be careful if you're playing NEL, guys.
And we don't have a statsman in this game, but I'm pretty sure this is the longest we've gone without seeing a GG today.
No, we have a statsman. He just hasn't thrown any stats up yet. So.
Oh, is it still Infinity?
Shout out to Infinity for not throwing any stats up.
This is definitely the longest we've gone without seeing a GG today. We're 20 minutes into a game.
This is also the longest we've gone without seeing any stats.
That is a good stat. I appreciate that.
Frankie, you're doing a great job.
We need a stats man for our stats man.
I guess so. Can I be that stats man?
You can be that stats man. It's the job you were made for. The stats man for the stats man. We looking at some of these heroes. Monkey's Forever, pretty stacked. He has all the items he needs. You can buy, I don't know, a couple Daggons for the rest of the game. Arteezy is still trying to farm his team back into this. He has not given up hope. Meanwhile, Grant trying to juke or gank and misses another impale. And it's going to take a lot of damage on the back end of this. IX Mike jumps in. He thought about the RP, but instead he'll get the kill with other means.
Right
Monkeys is going to pull down Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt is going to jump in to the Chronosphere. That's dedication. Arteezy's getting kills. And he's actually going to get another kill here.
Oh, no, he's not.
No, he's going to actually die, but Arteezy's team got some kills. And now Snaking Dota is coming in to clean up. He uses the E-Blade. It doesn't actually kill anyone, which is a little bit disappointing. He's morphing way too much strength. He should probably be at 400 health.
No, he shotgun killed Arteezy.
I mean,
he didn't get the kill with the E-Blade.
Oh, I missed that one.
He killed him with the morph or the waveform right after that. So
I apologize. And TC on the back end gets another cleanup kill. So really scrappy fight goes in favor of the Radiant once again.
This game's amazing. I'm enjoying this thoroughly.
This game is solid.
So
definitely solid. I am going to question why Grant is missing those impales. A little bit. Maybe he doesn't like clicking on the heroes. That's like
just flame him, man. If you're going to flame him,
no, it's actually a legitimate question because OG players don't like using the click. But if you're going for one target, I don't know. Is there a way to turn it off in Dota 2? Do you know?
What was the question?
Oh man, how much did you pay Infinity?
I can do that myself, man. That's mine.
That's yours?
Yeah.
You can do stats?
I can do stats.
Can I do stats?
Maybe. I'm not telling you how, though.
I wouldn't do any. I promise. Grant. Wow, Duck Hunt cancels that. If that was a game of chicken, Grant just absolutely dominated it. Monkeys Forever is going to pull Duck Hunt back. You can't get out that easy. He's going to pull an ultimate onto somebody. He actually gets blinked with that ultimate over into a Snaking Dota with waiting arms. And Snaking's going to come in and try and finish off a couple of heroes here. E-Blade's going to take down Universe. Arteezy's in pursuit. Throws down the Chronosphere. Catches Snaking, who's morphing strength. That ability, OP. And Monkeys is on the high ground. Mike trying to make it out. He has reverse polarity up in 8 seconds. Could be looking to use that. TC comes in, uses the Dream Coil. Mike is going to die here. Look at that turn slow speed.
Yeah. You know he wanted to turn around and use that reverse polarity. He just wanted to do it.
It just was going to take like a minute because he had so many stacks.
Yeah. And so I guess, I mean, if that RP is up and that Chronosphere goes, they might be able to kill Snaking, but honestly, I don't think so. I mean, Snaking had a huge waveform picking off 2 heroes. One of them was Ethereal Bladed, I believe, so it was a shotgun. The other one, I'm not sure who it was. It was Universe and somebody else, but Snaking did an excellent job. He's been doing an excellent job this fight, so. Spirit Breaker?
Spirit Breaker ulted Batrider, and Batrider blinked, and it pulled it right into Snaking's face. So he just got rocked. But this tier 3 is not long for this world. It's going to go down here, and really nice vacuum again. Universe being his usual Darkseer self, setting up things, but the follow-up has just been lackluster. Monkey's going to take a good amount of damage. Duck Hunt is going to ult Monkeys once again and catch himself in no man's land. That Impale is definitely going to catch. IX Mike comes in, gets stunned by the Carapace, is going to bring a whole lot of enemies back with him. Waveform into the base. Snaking is nowhere near any targets, though. Goody goes down again. Surprise, surprise. Universe now going back towards the well. And the racks being focused. That looked positive for, I'd say, 3 seconds. Mike got a pretty good RP off. It's unfortunate he got hit by that Carapace in the middle of it. And it's also unfortunate right now that he's going to die. But that's less fortune-based and more positioning. Either way.
Being in the wrong spot, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely being in the wrong spot. Fiend's Grip hadn't been used. Usually means it's available. And bottom tier 2 tower, Arteezy is going to push it out. He has a decent amount of cash on him, 2,500, but I don't think he can carry this game. TC is going to go ham. Monkeys Forever jumps into the base as well to join him. Duck Hunt putting autos onto Bulba. Duck Hunt, one more hit from Death. He's going to go down. We see Goody putting a slow onto Monkeys Forever. He throws out a Soul Assumption. And that's that.
Yeah.
And Grant trying to go ham on Arteezy! Oh, yeah. Man! Arteezy gets granted.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I stole it from Bulba like the instant he said it. That apostrophe D sold me. It's a verb now.
Oh, I should have thrown the apostrophe in there then.
Oh, you put ED?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Damn. Wow. Shit, I spelled it wrong.
This fight has been going on in the top lane for 3+ minutes now.
Yep.
People are just jumping in and dying. I guess we're at the tactical feed. We're at the tactical feed stage.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say, but I didn't have the courage to do so. So thank you for saying that, John. We are, in fact, we've entered tactical feeding stage right now.
Minus our little play in the bottom lane. That was fully legit. I actually missed most of it. I just saw the finishing blow. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I was too busy watching Grant down bottom lane, if that's what you're talking about. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's a charge. Duck Hunt is... I just feel like charging the Batrider, it hasn't paid out for him yet.
No, that was maybe about as bad of a charge as you can get. So
he's 0-9, Duck Hunt. There's a blink and a 4-staff on Batrider. He also leaves a trail of AoE damage. Oh, man!
Mike.
Oh, no!
Mike. I'm making a fails video of that, Mike.
Oh, no. Arteezy might get a kill, though.
Kill?
Oh, he gets 4-staffed out!
Dear Lord.
Oh, Monkeys Forever! Arteezy. Not gonna live here. He goes down. Universe popping off the BKB, trying to get out. Gets caught by the Fiend's Grip. The damage is there. The Impale is there. Snaking surviving just barely. These familiars are hungry, but they can't find the... Oh! Who needs an RP when you got those sneaky moves? I don't even know how he got there, because... Wow. IX Might straight creeping. Straight creeping. Duck Hunt. I don't know what you're doing, buddy. This is going to be 10. Number 10. Double digits. I guess we can appreciate double digits for just being double digits. Duck Hunt has reached that level. TC is hunting down IX Mike, but ain't nobody going to catch him. He is just on a different playing level after getting
that
that
blank
kill.
shockwave. Dear Lord, what a player.
After the biggest cleanup job I've ever seen in my life. Like a one-hit 13 HP Morphling. And he's never going home.
No.
This is a free agent Magnus.
Yeah,
If
he'll
you
just
guys-
roam around until he's like, well, I think I found a team I like, so
Yeah.
I'm going to
He's
sign
just
with
gonna
them.
wait. He's just going to wait. Maybe he'll join Roshan's team. Him and Roshan could probably output
Looks
more
like-
damage than him and the rest of the Dire Heroes.
Yeah. He wants to join the Radiance team. Nope, just kidding.
He was trying to bring them with him. Where's the swap player feature? That would make these in-house games pretty
Not in
exciting.
game yet.
IX Mike is now in pursuit of a courier, it looks like. This is just the adventures of Mike.
That courier has speed burst. Yep, it's gone.
Oh, man. But Mike is pretty fast. There's
I don't
some
think he's
heroes
that
in the mix
fast.
now, too. Grant gets a son off on Arteezy. Grudge match? Really wouldn't be a fair grudge match. There he is, IX Mike.
Every time. It's literally every time.
Always in the right spot. And there's a Dagon kill. Not sure who has Dagon. Maybe...
Wow. That was impressive.
I swear I saw a Dagon. I'm totally making it up there
Sure?
because
There's no Dagon.
nobody
in this
has
game
one.
right now.
Wow.
I don't think there's no Dagon.
Wow. Just wow. I swear there was a Dagon animation. People can vouch for me. It was brain sap. But it
Yeah,
looked it
it
was
was
a
brain sap.
Dagon-y brain sap. Maybe he hacked or something.
It's definitely likely.
Yeah,
That's-
that's the first conclusion I jumped to. Instead of me being wrong, I'd say he probably hacked. There
there
goes
goes
the
Aegis.
Aegis. There goes the Aegis. Snaking. Taking this game a little bit too seriously for some people's taste. He is farmed. He's very farmed.
He needs to cool down. All right, he's too
Yeah.
farmed. This is
Yeah.
NEL.
Yeah.
We're
Mhm.
supposed to be having fun, not watching real Dota. Come on.
TC and him are on that serious pace. They want to get that cash. And I actually am going to ask you, how do they get the cash? Is it a playoff?
There's a playoff. The top 20 teams will be drafted by the top 4 players, and they'll play for the prize pool of 1,000 plus the ticket sales, half the ticket sales, and also the top individual player gets a nice little bonus on top of that. So when the playoffs start and the league portion ends, as he's getting blown up.
Arteezy gets blowed up right off the bat. We see Grant going in. He gets a big carry. It actually stuns everybody. Wow. Everybody wanted to touch that Nyx in the middle of that fight. He's going to go down in the long run. It looks like maybe just barely surviving, but we do see Universe die. And that Urn charge will kill off the Nyx assassin. TC is pretty low on health, but still jumping in whenever he gets the chance to. There's a Nightmare onto Goody. And
It's about that time.
I mean, on the bright side, the supports combined for 6 and 21. On the dark side, they combined for 6 and 21.
Always finding the positives, John.
That's me, ever the optimist. So, I just want to clarify for my own interest. So, playoffs, top 4 players are in the playoffs. Top 5?
Top 4, the top 4 players will go ahead and draft through a pool of the rest of the top 20.
Are the top 20 all in the playoffs?
Yes.
So,
I mean,
are the teams... Whoa.
Did you just lag hardcore?
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. That
So
was
are
weird.
those teams they draft permanent for the playoffs?
I believe so. I mean, that'd be weird if they weren't.
So the prize pool isn't individual based, it's team based.
Yes.
in the long
But there's
run.
also a prize for the top individual player after the league stages are done.
Interesting. Because my thought process is, in fantasy football, you draft a team, and, if you get one bad pick, it's not going to throw you off. But in fantasy Dota, if number 20, the person on the brink of making those playoffs, is an overall trashy player, you could have pretty interesting team setup there. So
Did you not see the first ICLI playoffs? Because it was kind of like that. And it was a lot of flaming. It was a lot of Bulba and Arteezy yelling at other people. Well, I don't know about Bulba, but it was Arteezy yelling at a lot of his teammates. Corey from Stay Free, I believe, didn't play up to his best ability, and he had a rough time, but thankfully he's doing well now. Um, but yeah, I mean that's it. That's the playoffs. But we got a while to get there, man. We've got a long time. A lot of these clowny ass games. I guess go ahead and follow us on twitter.com/neodota2 and youtube.com/neodota2 and check out neodota.com for all of the VODs and stuff like that from the NEL. All of the highlight videos as well. If you enjoyed our casting, my name is Mont. You can follow me at twitter.com/montdota2. Um, I'll generally be around for pretty much every single one of these casts. And with John, you can follow him at twitter.com/nyjohntv. Make sure you check him out as well as he's doing stuff for the MLG. Really great to watch that. Remember that the ticket is $4 in the Dota store, and it goes, of course, we were just talking about this, but half of the ticket money goes to the prize pool for the players. It's really great for that. Let's see what else.
Um, yeah, so everyone should buy up those tickets. I see there's a good bunch of people that are having fun in chat, so we appreciate that. So be sure to follow us and all that stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and give away a couple of keys here. I'll give everyone like one more minute. It's gonna be random. Just tweet at NYJohnTV at Mott, and everyone that comes up in my Twitter feed, we'll just randomize it, and someone will get like 3 keys. Cause why not? We're just living it up tonight, and I got all these keys. I don't even know what to do with them. They're technically worth like 220 each, so I'm just gonna give away $6 because we can. But that game was more exciting at the very least. Like a game that lasts a little bit longer, whether it's for trash talk or fun play reasons, is going to generate a little bit more excitement, at least for me. I don't know if it's the same for you. That was a fun one.